The part of the project that I'm doing right now is called That Fantasies Art, and it's a sequence of experiments that I've just begun, and it's taking part in a larger research project that I've given the name Critical Ecologies in Choreographic Practices. And I'll say something about the research. So the overall research is looking at alternate archiving and publishing practices and to see how they can expand access to choreographic practices that develop over transversal, collaborative, interdisciplinary processes, and to see how they can, to find ways of gaining more access to these kinds of processes that don't land in one place. I'm really interested in how this space between different registers and different addresses can activate different critical engagements. So when we're not sure what a piece of an artwork is doing and what it's asking of us, that's already engaging a kind of curiosity and a participatory engagement, that where one has to reorient oneself in the work as a practitioner and also as an audience receiver. So I'm working with the site of a page, the site of page, and looking at how that is a space in itself and how the language that resides on a page can be activated and create movement and spatial situations that then feed back into the thinking and into the language. So it's a kind of a circular process that I hope can activate people in different ways. So it activates reading and seeing performance and dance and thinking in another way. For the moment, we are exercising and experimenting to see how these different modes and addresses can assemble in different ways and create hybrid situations that we ourselves are getting to know for the first time. As we are experimenting with this, we are asking ourselves the question, what kind of public forms and publications this can take. Yeah, so I have the opportunity of working with 3 colleagues these weeks now for this circuit of experiments. And that's Florian Feigl and Aisha Orhon and Nicola van Straten. And it's a pleasure to have the chance to work with them. There's a concentration to the range of modalities that people can engage in at the same time, one next to the other, that is very particular in their approach. Another collaborator that I'm working with on an ongoing basis is Boris Hauff, who's working with sound, and he's supporting me in creating sound pieces. So I've been looking at how language can turn into a reading, speaking piece, and also together with music. So he's been working with me on practices of recording, and I'm looking at how the recorded object can travel next to and be experienced together with the page. So the transcription of language and how those can interplay with each other. With all these circuits of experiments, there's also the driving importance to recircuit single authorship, and so to complexify authorship, and as I said before, to also to proliferate rather than to end in one single terminus. So looking at projects that are ongoing and creating response and reformulation and disappearance. And I don't quite know yet how or the question is, how can this be, these kinds of projects become more public, and how can they be disseminated while keeping their integrity and their quality of something that is not always graspable and repeatable.